It's, Dr. Shahi. We don't hear any audio.
All is well. Well, gratitude. They got the visuals. I don't know what they're doing. Well, praise be to Allah. I'm sorry, Morris Ken. I don't know what happened then. I didn't hit the audio stream, I guess. So what we'll do is we'll move forward, with that aspect. And Islamism without the schism, they got the concept. Praise be to Allah. Gratitude, Grand National Secretary of the State. All right. Oh, they got our brother Marvin Apples Bay right there, too. All right. Islam, brother Bati Bay. Amabadu, you may proceed, good brother.
Islam. First, I'd like to rise to give all manner of praise to Allah, honors to the Prophet, honors to our theocratic government, our World Council, our flag, seal, emblem, our divine constitution, our swift angels, mufti, citizens alike, honors to all the Moors here, all the scribes on this panel, and everything that's Moorish. With that, I will begin. Ancient Comedian Adept Moorish American prayer. Ya Allah abnu haru makunetaru. Ya Allah abhet haru. Ya Allah ma'at haru. Ya Allah hotep haru. Ya Allah haru. Ya Allah ma'at haru kuti. Ya Allah awajeje juti. Ya Allah patim sutek patim haru. Ya Allah bamaduti. And head the sepsis ray abtu ali. Ameen. Alisa. 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 And that is to say, O Allah, the Father of the universe, O Allah, the Father of love, O Allah, the Spirit of truth, O Allah, the Spirit of peace, O Allah, the Spirit of freedom, O Allah, the Spirit of justice, O Allah, you are my protector, O Allah, you are my God, O Allah, you are my salvation by night and by day, O Allah, through your holy prophet, O Allah, Drew Ali, Holy Isa, Holy Isa, Holy Isa. And with that, we're going to our Divine Constitution, Moorish America, Salvation, Our God, Unity. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of Moorish America are empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of Moorish America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the citizens of Moorish America. The Bylaws. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7, and love, true peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on the Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on the Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all citizens of Moorish America. No citizen is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because of Allah's love. Act 4. All citizens must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all citizens must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. No organization of Moorish America is to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all citizens must proclaim their nationality. We are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, color folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All citizens must must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of Moorish America. Moorish Americans must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of Moorish America, and then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, peace and blessings be upon him, founding father and framer of the divine constitution and bylaws of Moorish America. And with this, I will now turn the meeting over to our comedian adept, Islam.
Islam.
Oh, Dendra Me, Kurt Debate. Islam.
Islam, God, man. Islam. I am Dendra Aniyah Kurt Debate. First, let me rise and give praises to our great God Allah. I give honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to Act One. I give honors to all my government officials, and I give honors to our National Assistant Grand Chief for this class this morning. And I give honors to our Council General of our Dr. Trepane Bhatti Bey, for opening us up according to law and reading our bylaws and our Constitution. And I will be coming from our chapter of the week, chapter 48, Holy Instructions of Unity. The gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointeth to every one his portion, in what measure seemeth good unto himself. Have He endowed thee with wisdom? Have He enlightened thy mind with the knowledge of truth? Communicate it to the ignorant for their instruction. Communicate it to the wise for thine own improvement. True wisdom is less presuming than folly. The wise man doubteth often and changes his mind. The fool is obstinate and doubteth not. He knoweth all things but his own ignorance. The pride of emptiness is an abomination, and to talk much is the foolishness of folly. Nevertheless, it is the part of wisdom to hear with patience the impertinence and to pity their absurdity. Yet be not puffed up in thy own conceit, neither boast of superior understanding. The clearest human knowledge is but blindness and folly. The wise man feeleth his imperfection and is humble. He laboreth in vain for his own approbation, but the fool peepeth in the shallow stream of his own mind and is pleased with the pebbles which he seeth at the bottom. He bringeth them up and showeth them as pearls. With the applause of his brethren delighteth himself. He boasteth of attainments in things that are of no worth. But where it is a shame to be ignorant, there he have no understanding. Even in the path of wisdom, he toileth after folly, and shame and disappointment are the reward of his labor. But the wise man cultivate his mind with knowledge. The improvement of the arts is his delight, and their utility to the public crowneth with honor. Nevertheless, the attainment of virtue he accounteth as the highest learning, and the science of happiness is the study of his life. Islam. We will now turn everything back over to our National Assistant Grand Chief, Dr. Sadu Amiti El Mahedit Sepsulia. Are you there, God man?
Islamism. Can you hear me, sis?
Islam, I can hear you well.
All right. Gratitude. Islamism. Want to rise upon the seven and give all praises to the great God Allah, Father God Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal, Grand National Emblem, National Flag, Divine Constitution, and bylaws, and honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our holy prophet brought to make us a nation. I want to welcome you to another Egyptian Adeptus Research Sultanate session. I'm your host instructor, Dr. Shahid Imani Amohadi Shabazz El. My ancient Comedian high name being the same as Dr. Shedawin Minchi El Muhajid Shepsuel. And we have a grand droid to bring forth to our family today from the scribes. Honors to you all for all of your due diligence and your hard work, because it pays off indeed when it comes to bringing our people a wealth, that comes through the line of the generation, of the ancestors, so to speak. This is a powerful measure, and we didn't have but one point, and we had a brief period in the middle of this particular drawing. So, it actually was the one we sent out where we spoke of using the hieroglyphs and the PDF attached to the email, and also the pronunciation of the Egyptian language as well, that actually had the Arabic connected to it, and to become familiar with the precise pronunciation of the alphabets as they relate to the facial phonetic illustration of the charts that was attached to that particular email, the last one we sent out. And this is a powerful drawing. We was able to successfully put the chart together as we did, and we want to see what it is that our scribes have to bring forth, in the homework that they did, in that brief period of the week where we were about our Father's business. So at this time, what we're going to do, we're going to call our scribes to the floor to exercise their fire and give our family some grand insight. So Islam, Islam, Islamism. All right. Which one of our scribes want to come forth first with their assignment?
Islam. This is nobody gonna step up. Islam. Well, I jump on out there like I usually do.
All right.
Let's see here now. And like you said, our assignment was using the heredogram PDF attached herein, along with pronunciations and ancient Egyptian, to become familiar with the precise pronunciations of the alphabets as they relate to the facial phonetic illustration chart attached herein. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna pull that particular thing up. I'm gonna go to, let me see, say share. Let me. Okay, then share.
All right, we got you in the queue there.
Okay, and
there you go. Let me minimize my little screen here. There you go.
Okay, and this is what our assignment here, family, and what I did is right here where you say the pronunciation. It had a good bit of reading, and with my time off, I was able to read all of the assignment with the attachment. I was able to read all the assignments that we had, and with this pronunciation of the ancient Egyptian, I did have some questions in there, because I did see how they used numbers instead of the alphabets, and I did have a question about that. But as I read their presentation, they were saying that it was supposed to be simple, help you to understand it better. Now I'm gonna be honest. Now the way I was reading their what they had and their information. It really kind of confused me. I just praise Allah for our teacher, you, Dr. Shaheed, and the way you bring it to us and the way you break it down. It was more. It's more. It's easier for me to comprehend the way you bring it, and then too, I also noticed that to me it seemed like if though they was going back and forth about the different ones who wrote the alphabets and stuff, like Gardenier and I forget the rest of them names, but the ones who wrote it, it was like they was going back and forth, because the one lady, she was saying that if Gardenier knew the Greek, it was basically like she was kind of criticizing them a little bit, and it was interesting reading. And like I said, but I get more out of the way you bring our teachings to us. And what I did also, I just practiced on these, trying to make sure that I was able to say these alphabets right and get my tongue, because I listened to. Let me see. I'm gonna close that one out and pull this one up. And I also tried to do. I tried to write some of the alphabets here, family. I don't know. I hope y'all can see that. And I went to a guy that you had referred us to.
Islam, sis, we don't see it yet. I think what you might have did is share one tab, so you may have to go back to share the whole screen.
Oh, go back and share it again. Okay.
Yeah, but share whole screen, because when you closed out just then, it closed your tab out.
Oh, okay. So go through that whole process again.
Maybe, yeah, it'll probably be good for you to go there and then select entire, screen.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not showing what you see right now. If you have a document in front of you, we can't see it. We just see your email.
Okay. So let me see. Let me get out of there.
Sister Curtis Bay closed the whole screen, the whole computer out. We gotta wait for it to come back. I tell you, them apparatuses is something else. I don't know. Maybe it's the AI.
I wouldn't doubt that, especially if you used it on your computer.
Yeah. It probably, when you ain't no telling what it be doing. That's what I'm thinking, because I be seeing people in other podcasts and different things. They stuff be acting the same way.
Yeah, mine stopped in the middle of and told me it was in the middle of something, and it just told me it says you got to shut down your computer. Your information is being leaked, and it said I had to call this number, or otherwise we're just gonna have to pretty much erase everything on your computer. So I got to unplug everything and shut down my computer, and we had to restart it.
Yeah, I got a message that come on mine, because mine was shut all the way down. It wasn't working, but I got a message that comes on mine and asks me about yes or no. So I have to hit that every time before I come in now. Still ain't get that part cleared up. And it's talking something about some CPU. So I don't know. I'm gonna see what's going on. We got our beloved sister, the goddess and queen, Sister Niambi, in here. Islam, Sister Peace and Love. To your Uncle Wajet Sanev, Shimo Tepu. Okay, there. Okay. There go our Sister Curtis Bay. She back now. Islam, you there, goddess and queen?
Yeah, I think I closed the whole thing out. Oh my God.
Yeah, we knew that some had have. You all right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, and y'all saw what I had to do first time. I ain't even going back there. Oh my goodness, because y'all know I'm still learning this. Um, let me see. There we go. And okay.
Islam to our sister Sasha Bay as well. Islam. And our sister Niami say she's sending positive vibration. Well received, sister.
Islam.
Okay, let me get you here, Sister Curtis. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. And you put entire screen this time, right?
Okay, I got the entire screen now. Can you see it any better now?
I can see your screen. I just want to make sure you sharing what it is you trying to present.
Oh yeah.
You know what we supposed to be looking at right now. Basically, I want to make sure it's there. Basically.
Yeah. This is the alphabets that I just worked on.
Okay, you on the page now? You got to click on the tab.
I got it up now. Can you see it? You can't see it?
No, ma'am. Try clicking on one of the tabs and pulling it up because it's showing. All I see is your email right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just showing that you clicked on the email, but it don't show what you looking at. That's why I was saying, are you sharing your whole screen? Are you sharing just that tab?
I was sharing. It's got.
Uh-oh. Goodness gracious. Oh Lord. That thing, I know it get kind of. Yeah, I think she what it is when she closes it out, she closes the whole screen. Uh-oh. I think normally Keith might be there to aid and assist her too a little bit. Okay. Let's give her a minute, family. And while she coming in, we'll just pull up this special drawing. Because they were definitely doing some critiquing of them Europeans, Alan Gardiner, in that particular website. They were also going into the other scholars that call themselves so-called bringing forth, their expression of alphabet. But it's always good. We know the truth now, so that when we go into this information, we already know exactly where it's some flim flam going on. You can't deceive us or mislead us no more. And so that's why we created, again, the chart, so that we could better express the heratograms and align them, with the facial recognition and pronunciation chart, so to speak. Because we are getting as far away from the pictures as possible. And this is all a part of exercising eye expression and consciousness. And I hope y'all was able to get this too when I sent it to you. And I put everything in the same order there, so that our family can utilize that. But I also sent everybody the website as well, so that you can go through there and break everything down that way. I took the pictures out so that our people wouldn't be caught up on that aspect, but more caught up on dealing with the sounds as they relate to the heratograms. But yet we will see the particular letters in the Arabic that correspond to each one of these letters. Okay, there she go again. All right.
I'm gonna let somebody else go because I didn't get confused on how to do. But basically, what I did is practice going through my alphabets, making sure that I was putting my tongue right and everything. I studied the Aleph, and I practiced on how to write that, starting from the top to the bottom. And then I looked at I studied all 28, trying to correlate it with the man's head on putting my tongue right, because I know if I don't get it exactly the way it sound, I can change the whole meaning of it. And so basically, I just spent most of my time looking at the head, trying to get my tongue right, trying to roll like the word raw, trying to make it sound like that rolling sound, and making sure that I understood, trying to picture the way to write it down. And for some reason I keep closing my thing out. That's what being off for a week or two do. I forgot how to not close everything out. But nevertheless, that's what I did. And I want to say talk a little bit about my alphabets. The Alif.
Well, it's Sister Curta Bay. Would you like me to you want to send the PDF to me, and would you like me to share the PDF on my side?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Email that to me real quick, and that way they can still get the gist of what it is you bringing forth, and I navigate it for you. You just tell me to move it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Email you what the
PDF. Yeah, the PDF that you have prepared, and then I open it up for you over here, and then you just tell
it's
me.
just it's only the only one I had was the email that you sent for our assignment last time. Yeah, if you could pull that one up.
Okay. And you just tell me which portion of it that you went into, and then we'll because I just actually had it open to a few minutes ago. There we go. There, let me close this, minimize this one. Okay, there we go there. And I'm actually right in it right now. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so this is the one you were talking about here, or are you dealing with the facial recognition chart?
Dealing with the face, that one right there. That one right there, the facial, and then your alphabets over there. Right. And that's what I did. Gratitude, God, man. I tell you, Islam. But I just I practice like where you got your cursor, that's a leaf, and I and that is the A. And I went to the man that you told us to learn the Arab language from, Imran Ali Wayi. But nevertheless, I love the way he helped you to recognize the alphabets and stuff, and what he did. If you come down from the Alif, you see the those three. It's like a family of three. And if you can come on down under the A, under the leaf, yes, sir, right there. And you can see that they look the same. They look the same. And like he was saying, it looked like, they call them the boat family. They look like a little boat. That's the B. And what I learned is in the Arabic alphabet, you're going to have 3 sets. Usually it'd be 3 sets. And if you have 3 sets, they're gonna have either 1 dot, 2 dots, or 3 dots. And then in another set, it may not have but two sets, like what Dr. Shahi got his cursor on now. And then you go on down, you might have you will have just the 1 set. But go back up, Dr. Shahi, to the bar, to the B. And what I learned was they all 3 of them is wrote the same, and you put the 1 dot below, and that kind of helps put you in your mind that the 1 dot below, that helps you to remember Aleph, and then below that kind of puts you in your mind. And then the second one, you got the 2 dots up there, and that kind of helps you. You got the 2 dots, and that helps kind of give you the sound of ta. And then the next one, it have 3 dots, and you want to fix your tongue. You want to fix your tongue like up to the roof, like kind of like. But I was looking at the head too, and trying to get my tongue right. And then you come on down to the yes, come on down to the second. Okay, good. Yeah, you go over there, and you can see, you can follow the different sounds. Yeah, right there, and that one, and you can see how it's showing you how to put your tongue and how to kind of shape your mouth, and that's what basically I did all the way through, and so I'm going if you can, I'm going to pronounce my words again, and the one question I had, Dr. Shahi, when you made your, if you can go back over to the app, you're right there. I wanted to ask you, put a 8. I think that's an 8. The number 8. What I didn't understand, what the get a clear understanding of what the 8 stand for in the column. Either the 7. Yeah, right there.
That's a typo error. That was actually already there. And
Oh,
now
okay.
that I see it, what I do, I resend it. Take this out and then go ahead and put the T and the H there because they didn't have it there. Remember, I took this from the chart that the brother had, and that
Right.
was flipped by me.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like I had to go and correct. I think it was this one right here and put this F over here.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
but, yeah, that's just a thing. I just seen it too when I was looking at it as you were saying. I said, man, I missed that one.
What about that
Yeah.
7? Why is that 7 there?
What I'm thinking is maybe it might have been a part of his computer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it might have been a part of his keyboard or something to that nature. But as far as him putting those values on them, I wouldn't go into an area dealing with the gematria because that's a different area there. It ain't the same.
Right.
And so it behooves me, but they did put the letter H here properly, so I just left that as it was.
Right. And so and then too, when I was reading in that attachment, the one what I said, they did say, they was talking about, they had numbers in all that reading what I did. They had numbers in theirs, and seeing that's what confused me. I'm like, I don't understand y'all, because they were saying you could use, just for instance, like the 9, you could use it in the place of one of the alphabets, and that is what threw me off when I was doing that particular reading, because I didn't understand.
That's probably where they limited. Like for example, remember I told you I had redid our hieratic, but I couldn't get the right chart.
Right.
And some of them, the particular letters, they correspond with different numbers.
Oh, okay.
And so that's where, a lot of time you can do that way. But I do know that you have a whole nother set of Arabic characters that relate to the numbers. You see what I'm saying? And so most of those numbers are unique. They don't really look like the Arabic alphabet.
Okay.
So basically, it goes into that particular area there.
Oh, okay. But anyway, nevertheless, like I said, I practice on my pronunciation, and so I'm going to attempt to pronounce my alphabets. And the first one is Aleph. The second one is Ba. The Ta.
Ta.
I mean Ta. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ta.
Okay. Islam.
And then Ta.
That's right.
Jim. Ha. That ha got the sound like, he said, like you painting. Ha. And then ka. And then da. And da. And then the DH, the TH, your tongue got to go up to like to the roof of your mouth. And then ra. And then that can be za or zang.
Mhm.
And then the next one is sing, sing. And then the next one is shing, shing. Then the next one is sawed, sawed. And then the next one is da, 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 dawed, dawed. I hope I'm getting that one right. I had to practice on that one to get my tongue and get my teeth right. You know, get it. Get your
Oh,
tongue.
that's perfect.
Yeah,
And then you got your taw, which is connected to it. But yeah, that's powerful.
yeah, and then the and then the next one is dung, dung, dung.
So,
Okay, and I think yours might be a little bit different from what I have on here, Dr. Shaheed. But
you see D and H, right?
yeah, I see.
Yeah,
D.
it's pronounced as za.
Oh, okay, za.
Yeah. So you'll see that, but you just have to remember it's just a sound shift.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, like what you say, we from the country ain't, and he was saying like a strangling sound.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is like a guggling sound. Gung.
There you go. There you go.
And then fa. That's an easy one. We get into the easy ones now. That's fa. And then cough, cough. And then calf, calf. And then lamb, mean, noon. And this next ha is like you take in a breath. That's ha. And then the next to the last one is wah, wah. And then ya, ya, ya. And that's what I did.
Man.
Like I said, I for me,
you did good, Sister Curtis Bay. Especially remember the emphasis on the other ones.
Yeah, because sometimes I have a challenge to get my tongue and and get my mouth right.
All is well.
And you have to be making faces. The one man was saying, he said, loosen up and make faces,
right.
and try and say it, don't be ashamed. So I'm out here in front of all my Moorish kids. I'm glad y'all don't see me.
Well, you did a good job though, because especially with the ayin and the gain, you actually you definitely on point with them,
Okay.
And when you look at them, you remember all of these things we put together here. Especially the ones that have the same heratograms. They all fall in the same way of expression. That's why we put them there.
Right.
Like the za. And you come down here, you can see it right here again being expressed in this particular way here. Just going through each and every one of these particular alphabets.
Yes.
And when you go look them up and look, you can see they correspond with each other.
Yeah.
That's how I put them together, so they was grouped up, like it said, in the 3s or the 2s, or like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And Dr. Shaheed, do you want me to continue to practice on my writing?
That's most definitely a thing to do.
Okay.
The main thing was just being able to learn how to identify the sounds. Because remember, we didn't have no chart as this one, and being that they had this originally with just alone, I say, this would be a good one to put the heratograms beside. And it actually gives us the better way of expressing it than we will normally have a herotogram beside the English alphabet. You see what I'm saying? This is actually giving us the way where we can sound these things off.
Right.
And I feel they make us memorize them even better. And you're killing two birds with one stone, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you're learning being sharp on your Arabic as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, so that's what I wanted to bring forth, and that's the best medium because that's the last language after the Coptic or the Hecopter, but it's
Mhm.
also birthed from the Kemetic tongue as well. The
Mhm.
Arabic. I mean, we already know Ishmael's mother, Hajar, who she was. She was Egyptian.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's not strange for this to be used as a vessel or a vehicle, you know, um, to be able to bring these expressions forth. The facial chart and all that. This is very unique in the way that we demonstrating this. But I
Right.
think it's good for the audience to be able to bear witness to this information. So
Islam.
and us as well. So Islamism, and is it anything that you had in relation to this? I know you was bringing most of your sound from this here, and this is
Uh-huh.
what you studied, but you studied this and the website basically, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay,
I
that's
went
good.
with the man and
Uh-huh.
I read all that. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And just kind of put everything together
Okay.
from
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Cause
Yes.
see, I isolated the heratograms in this one. As you
Uh-huh.
know, the pictures was in the other, and I isolated it so we will be more focused on the heratograms. Even though
Right.
we know now that the pictorials are nothing more than anaglyphs, so we
Right.
already know that when we see them. But I did this here just so it would, get straight to the point, so to speak.
Right. Right. Islam.
They
Islam.
are not in abjad order, they in the order that they have them in. You already know.
Right.
But, that's something, ones can do too on their own time, put the chart in the abjad, which I already, did before in another chart.
Mm-hmm.
So Islam.
Islam. So that's my measure, family. That's what I did, and that's what I worked on. Like I said, he was saying, they were saying it's so important that you try to make sure you get the sounding right because you can change the whole meaning and be saying something that that you didn't mean to say. So
Yep.
I don't want to do that. So
Yep. Yep.
I just got to practice. Practice make perfect. Islam.
Islamism, and that's exactly why we sent this out. So now that we recognize the symbols and signs, we can learn, like you say, the proper pronunciation. And
Mm-hmm.
that our little our harmonic, alphabetical sequencing it definitely help us with that as well.
Right.
We alif bata, you can chant it
Uh-huh.
like a mantra,
Yep.
to yourself, and it would also keep you on point as well.
That's right. That's right. Islam. Gratitude for letting me share. Islam.
Oh yeah, gratitude. And that chart, that facial recognition chart with that particular chart with the heratogram that I just took down, you can use that, as your chart to be able to exercise that as well,
Right.
which you already know. So
Islam. Gratitude.
Islamism, gratitude, grand drawing though, grand drawing. We see you at it. Praise be to Allah. All right, Islam. Nick Scribe. We know y'all done pulled them up now.
Islam.
Well, our Grand National Secretary of the State has no. Oh, Islam.
Bati
Who
Bey
else?
said Islam. But hey, I can go. I can go.
Oh,
However
okay,
y'all want to do
Islam. Islam is without the schism. Go
it.
ahead, Goddess of Queen.
Gratitude, Dr. Bati Bey, Dr. Shahi. Islam warrior skin. First of all, I want to rise, giving all praises to our Father God Allah, giving honor to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the last prophet in these days and times, giving honor to our Moorish American government, to our family online, to our scribes, to our E.A.R.S class, our Egyptian Adeptus Research Sultanate class, to Consul General of Iowa for opening our meeting according to law, to our National Grand Secretary of South Carolina for reading our chapter for the week, and also to you, Dr. Shahid, National Assistant Grand Sheik, for hosting this grand class. And I basically didn't do a PowerPoint, but I studied from the attachments that you had. I'm going to share my screen. Where is it now? don't even see this button share. Oh, don't pay me no mind. Like Dr. Dendera said, been a minute.
Uh-oh.
Woo! Okay, my focus. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we just put you in queue. We finna maximize
right.
the view. There you go, Grand Secretary.
Gratitude. My focus was also dealing with the learning Arabic video from Imran Hamza on YouTube. He's got 18 courses, and that first one basically was dealing with how to write the Arabic letters and how to pronounce it. I also did go online and pull up the like the Arabic letters for the positioning to go along with the class, and also the chart that you brought forth, Dr. Shahid. I was focusing on the memorization, the chanting of it, and being able to write it down and identify. I did also go over the facial chart, but my main focus was to try to get these Arabic letters. And I saw the similarities just in dealing with the bind. You can see that the shapes are similar in dealing with the hieratic language and things of that nature. So I let me see, just a little bit bigger. Okay. So Alif, which is the A, and again the three here, the Ba for B, Ta, and Fa. Then you had the next section of 3, which is the Jim, Ha, and Ka. Then you had the Dal, Thal, Ra. Then you had Zain. Oh, wait a minute, let me get this out the way. Zain, Seen, Sheen, Saw, Sod, Dod, Ta, Za, Ein, Gain, Fa, Kof, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Ha, Wa, and Ya. And I also did do the reading that you had listed on the email as well. I reviewed that. But again, my focus was on the chanting aspect of it, the memorization of the letters, and the writing. So that's my measure.
Islam, very powerful. And we see like you Moors are definitely homed in, man, y'all scribes ain't even playing with it. That's what I'm talking about. And y'all pronouncing it precisely. We have our different way of saying what we say because we got different dialects. But more overall, we can actually hear that, Grand National Secretary of State, you actually was spot on each one. And I love the way you emphasize where you were dealing with your different 3 sections in your Arabia as well. This is showing that you can identify. But would you agree, Grand Secretary of the State, that by doing this, it actually gives you a better way of impressing it in the memory?
It does. Definitely. Yes.
As opposed to just using the English that we normally used to. And then we trying to figure out how to state it. You can get the Arabic and the heratogram, and that's a benefit right there. So, man.
But see, that chart that you demonstrated, that you put together was key, because that was like being able to, like how we speak about that golden cord of love, you know, and you can see where the Arabic lettering came from dealing with Kemet. Okay, and that was key, which it removed the what the European and their reverse engineering demonstrations, so you could actually see the natural progression. So that definitely was helpful. And also how you gave it to us in because for me, I said, okay, every day I'm going to learn 7 letters. And not only did I write it, you know, constantly, but I also put it in the chant form of 7 letters, and also visualized it in my mind. And you kind of like how you write in the air to try to seal it in, you know. So that was a blessing in reference to putting it to music or the chant thing for me as well. Islam.
Right, Islamism. And another thing that would be nice as well, now that y'all know the sequencing, you can find your own instrumental, so to speak, online. They have a bunch of them, like maybe Egyptian instrumental, Arabic instrumental, however, and you can actually practice, you know, mantras with the alphabet, so to speak. You know, that's a powerful demonstration. You know, like you might be like, Ali, you know, and then Ba, you know, and that will give a grand preparation and open up the way into exercising the expression of the language as well. You know, you've seen us do it demonstrated before. And so yeah, it's definitely a powerful measure that we have on the manifest, and we literally have a map, you know, that's showing us where to pronounce these things from. And if you actually put your finger, you know, in certain areas, like in your neck, you can feel the vibration where it's strong or where it becomes faint based upon where you are pronouncing this particular letter from. You know, so it could be, this is because we are instruments, whether we know it or not. We are like a musical instrument.
Praise Allah. Yes.
You know, Islamism. You know, we vibrate the ethers.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. We love you, Grand National Secretary of the State.
Love you too.
Islamism. Well, all right. Well, we're gonna let our brother Bati Bey, since he biting at the bit.
Islam.
Islam, scribe.
Islam. You know, praise and honor previously given. You remember, I just wanted to point this out before I get into it. You remember that book that you told us about, the Master? It says Master, the Arabic alphabet.
Yeah, a while back.
Yeah, and it got the whole chart in the front of it. And I tried to send it to everybody, but it didn't go through. So, but I'll pull it up. But it gets the Arabic, or the, you know, because they line up side by side. But let me see. Oh yeah, I got share screen. What am I doing?
Take your time. We're gonna cue you in real quick.
Share entire screen.
Islam to our brother Sultan E.A.R.S as well, brother Yaqub El Hamid Gamma Bey as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Islam.
Okay, here we go. Right here, it's just popped up your ad tab. There you go.
Islam.
All right, Islamism.
Okay, so I'm going. This is the one I was trying to show.
Okay.
You see this one, and it's all the same thing with the guttural, but I like especially that it has, when it tells you to drag the A out, it gives a double A, and that's what it was kind of going over that worksheet that you gave us. The worksheet, you know, saying it was. Let me see if I got. Oh no, it won't let me. It won't let me go no bigger than that. But okay, but this is the pronunciation. If you look at the hieratic and the assignment, basically, and it's Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Ka, Da, Da, Ra, Za, Sin, Shin, Sad, Dad, Ta, Za, Ein, Gain, Fa, Kaf, Quaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Nun, Ha, Wa, Ya, Hamza. And that's the apostrophe. And I think when I was reading over that document that you sent us, it was saying that I guess you know how you converted when you converted yours over,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't have. They might have been pushing numbers where it should have been the alphabet, but it didn't
Right.
translate. So that's one thing I was reading in that too. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was my measure on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like I said, they didn't have the because that keyboard is made different when you're dealing with the 26 app. That's why I was trying to do my measure on the Arabic alphabet, but I had to switch over to the English. I was trying to use the Arabic. Remember, I had created my when I was creating the heratogram font that I sent out to y'all a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So when I couldn't create it with the Arabic, I just created it with the English. And then I had to substitute what wasn't there with different signs and symbols on the keyboard. You see what I'm saying? Maybe like, for example, the at sound or the percentage sound. You see what I'm saying? Or sometimes you can choose numbers, whatever you assign them to, basically.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's all that is. And I'm gonna go in there and put the actual sound in two places I see up there.
And I
On
like that chart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, I got two. I'm gonna take the 8 out, and I probably isolate the H and take the 7 out, and then was you're showing that 3, which is really trying to show that as the Ein.
Yeah.
You know, I just put Ein there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, that document that you gave us with the, the I don't even know if
Talking about the PDF that was attached to the email.
yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
that PDF that helped a lot with the knowing, because that one symbol that this symbol, I didn't know that was a Z, because that was always hard for me to find.
Yeah, it's between actually the Z, the S, and the T and H.
Yeah.
That's why if you look on the chart, they group together. You know, if you look at the actual Arabic alphabet, you'll notice they all group together, which is right there up under that nose.
Yeah. This
See it
one
right there. Yeah.
Oh, no. You talking about this one?
Yeah. You'll see that you can see some groupings in them there, but then you'll see the S, the one beneath that too. See it right there?
You talking about this one?
Yeah, that one there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can see they group together in which Arabic alphabets that are in that chart that are attached there. And so they all come out pretty much close to each other in the way they are expressed, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the Z, we know, as a matter of fact, if you pull up Mustafa Gadala's book, dealing with the ancient Egyptian writing modes, you will notice that the sound shifts pretty much confirm those particular ways of expression as well. All of those that are interchangeable.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So all of them are tied together. And, we did the same thing with this, as many of our Moorish kin may not know, like when we dealt with our 42 paths of Moorish wisdom. And a lot of our Moorish kin may have seen that particular chart where we showing a tree of life as it relates to us and our positions being in the Moorish American government, but also that chart is a map that you can go into Medu and it corresponds one for one. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that chart that you were talking about, the tree of life, that's you can make a hand mudra. That's a hand mudra too.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because it's all about the healing. And that deal with all the sacred geometry. That's the real truth that a lot of these people be trying to hide and keep away from the people. And so that's why we giving it to the people, and all they got to do is tap right into it. You know what I mean? we giving them exactly what they can make applicable. That's why even when we dealing with the sounds and, you know, the incantation, so to speak, you know, we giving our Moorish kin the keys to be able to unlock the universe, you know. But like the prophet said, we got to purify our hearts and minds, you know, with love, and, you know, cleanse the body with water. Water is also synonymous with knowledge. And so when we're able to do this with that knowledge, you know, when we begin to speak, you know, demonstrate what we call Heka, you know, this ain't no Western abracadabra demonstration. This is when I speak as God. When you speak as God, anything you speak, you can bring it into the manifest because you know the science of how to demonstrate it. So that's how deep it get beyond just dealing with the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And this also reminds me of you remember the dude on the table that was putting the salt on there, and he
Yes, sir.
the bowl. So
Yes,
all
sir.
these is, it corresponds like that. But what I want to see if there's a way to, you know, isolate the you know the actual sounds in here to create that on something like that, because they're just doing different frequencies. But what frequencies are these vibrating at? And is it
Yes,
the numbers next to it?
that
You know?
makes sense. Basically, yeah, if you would have had the same type of plate out there and then place that sand on it, the fluorescent sand, and you know, you will wonder when you speak that vibration, you know, at the frequency like the aleph, aleph. If we could do that and have that attached to the plate and see what shape it form, yeah, that would be a grand demonstration right there. That's powerful. That would literally be a way of showing you how you can exercise, you know, what we call authoritative speech. A lot of people think speaking with power, clarity, and authority means raising the optics, but no, it's really raising the vibration, you know, and that in turn will raise, you know, the frequency, you know, of what it is you're bringing forth. But yeah, that's a powerful measure. I may have to look into one of those little machines and get back at the Moorish kin. That would be a good practice, you know, to have that little machine right in front of us while we demonstrating vibrations, and especially be able to record it.
Yeah.
You know, and show our Moorish kin what's being formed by what we state. And then it becomes more natural in one's consciousness to be able to see how easy it was for the great God Allah to speak things into existence by means of vibration, by means of frequency, you know, because the alphabet go beyond, you know, the things that we actually looking at when we deal with the characters. The alphabets, you know, go deeper when you go into the frequency that they carry. So,
Which explains the Zohar. You know how they got each out in the Zohar, they got each letter means something else. They
yes,
got a whole
sir.
book on that. So, you know, ultimately we're gonna have to do that with these, but got to think about how deep, you know, this like you said, it goes deep. It goes
Yeah,
way deeper than
that's
that.
adept science, you know, at its greatest aspect, you know. And our brother Mustafa Gadala, he emphasized a lot of that in the musical aspects of the ancient Egyptian vocalic language. I don't know if our Moorish kin have that particular work, but I got that too, you know. And he breaks down, I mean, from octave to octave. He starts with the ABGD, you know, and he goes into phonetics in their relation to music notes. You know, he was saying, for example, he said on page 3, he said the human vocal instrument, and I was speaking on that earlier. I said we are instruments, and it says as shown earlier, because it's talking about the 3.1 vocal music themes. It says as shown earlier, the Egyptians perceived language and music as being two sides of the same coin. Each letter has its own musical form with its own particular energy. Words and phrases must be composed in the same manner as musical compositions by the careful treading of selected notes and letters. It says patterns of sets of rhythms and lengths of phrases of ancient Egyptian poems and praises and hymns and songs of all kinds, which are known to have been chanted or performed with some musical accompaniment and were rhythmic with uniform meters and a structured rhyme, like you hear them demonstrating a lot of time when you hear Egyptian, you know, chant, even in Arabic, the way that because they took that from there, Even the Hebrews adopted. Even in Sanskrit in India, you will see that they have their special measure of demonstrating that as well. They all go back to Kemet. But the instrument becomes the individual, you see. So it says ancient Egyptian texts show that Egyptians spoke and sang in musical patterns on all occasions. It says, and for purposes from the most sacred to the most mundane. Present day Egyptians are like their ancestors. They love to sing about anything and everything. And there's nothing that is too insignificant or too large to sing a song for, sing a song about. It says the treasure of songs included simple workers, calls, extended songs, performed in all types of occupations, such as by farmers, fishermen, and artisans. All various occasions had their appropriate songs, such as lamentations and songs to the deceased, hymns and litanies, entertainment songs of philosophical content, love songs, festivity songs during the Nile floods, the Egyptian New Year celebration, song and recited prayers and spells in the honor of the Neteru gods and goddesses, songs to welcome the morning sun, etc. Each type of song had its appropriate mode and melody to subdue. No, it says parts of the suit. It says the occasion either of rejoicing, the festivity, solemnity, or lamentation. And in general, there are 8 types of graduated vocal music, from pure non-musical word, it says plain talking, to the pure music which Egyptians and ancient Sufi master. It states chant, where the shades graduated from monotone poetry, recitative, and chant to ultimately pure musical vocalization with no literary context. Like sometimes you will hear me, like I say, demonstrate our Moorish Egyptian adept prayer, and I would go through simply just reciting, from the mind. But then we have the measure. Sometimes we'll put the harmonic vibration to it, so they just saying that this is the way our ancestors demonstrated in the past, and it's talking about generating vocal sounds, and it's a powerful book here. It talks about the wind supply, the tone producer, and it's talking about different parts of the body. The wind supply dealing with the breathing cycle. The breathing lies at the root of the rhythm and phrasing. Breath is the basis of speech, and therefore it's controlling the essential that is good to speech. Then tone producer. The vocal cords are the actual tone producer, and they are a pair of muscles in the larynx that are set up. It says in the primary vibration is started by air, an airstream that's sent against them from the lungs. Then it deals with the amplifiers, the bones and the cavities throughout the head of the upper part of the body participate in resonating the sound, which provide the amplification. So this is powerful. Again, we are the instrument, and then it said again, human-like musical instruments, and it goes into that, talking about the tongue and the palatal expression, the glottal. It went into the single reed pipe clarinet expression, and it goes into how that relates as well to the breath and coming forth in the way. Basically, you can use your facial recognition chart to deal with this particular book alone right here, because it's really explaining, at a vibrational level what these things represent. The vowel sound. See, I can create a whole chart just by looking at Brother Mustafa Gadala's book, but really it's not needed, because I can just use the book here and apply it to everything that we had in that facial recognition chart, because it's got it right here. So this is a good book to go into as well when it comes to dealing with your harmonics. He even go into the 28 ABGD alphabets from the Egyptian Sufi traditions. So I like that too as well. How he talked about the atom of the musical or vocal sounds, how to start, in your progressions. Man, this is a powerful demonstration, family. It's very powerful. So if you don't have this in your archives already, you definitely want to get hold to this, because he have a whole bunch of definitions in the back too, that deal with different expressions. So it's not a real big book, but it's power packed. That along with your Egyptian alphabetical creation cycle, man, that's a grand draw. Islam, yes, sir. So yeah, brother Bati Bey, we give honors to you for your measure.
Islam. Islamism.
Gratitude, grand man. And at this time, we're gonna see if our brother Marvin Edwards Bey there, see what he has to bring forth in his homework. Islam, grand man.
Yeah, Islam. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Dr. Marvin L. Bay, rising, giving all praise to the great God Allah, giving our honor to his prophet, our prophet Medu Ali, al-Hashri, Abdul Ali. Give our honors to our theocratic government, our North American government. Give our honors to our Act One. Give our honors to all of our officials. I give our honors to this class, our E.A.R.S class, our Egyptian Adapted Research Sultanate class. Well, I give honor to all the scribes, and I give honor to you, Dr. Shedu Amithia Mohizi, our host and instructor of this most powerful class. I give honor to everything that's Moorish, our flag, our seal, our emblem, our divine constitution, our holy Quran, our book of Ali, our 101 and 102s, our exhuman of a nation. All of our divine revelations I give honor. Give honor to the forerunner, Dr. Marcus Mosaic Gabriel, as well as I give honor to the ancestors whose shoulders we stand upon. We are the return of the ancient ones. Give honor to all the more that gave their measure before me and all that will give their measure after me. Very powerful. And, for me, I didn't construct any type of presentation. I put some things together, but I more or less studied the alphabets, and it's just that I started waking up. I said, we going back into Arabic. You know what I mean? It kind of like, I don't know, my mind just don't say change that quickly at this point in time in my life. But, I enjoyed all of the presentations that were brought forth. You know what I mean? I looked over all of the material that you sent, and, I was listening to the brother that Dr. Diane Carter and Secretary of State. I was listening to him back when we first started learning the Arabic before. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out how we. Well, I'm not going to bring that up because that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's some great instructions being brought forth in studying the Arabic language and how it relates to hieratic. That's really the kicker. You know what I mean? To join these together, so to speak, or see how they connect. So it's mostly self-study for me, and but I'm just grateful for being involved because this is something that has to be done. You know what I mean? We have to be able to relate back to our original, say, tongue, our original scripts. You know what I mean? To get the true meaning out of what our ancestors have laid out for us. And like I was going into some of that reading, and as I was reading, I don't know what is this thing that's within me. I kind of disregard a lot of it because it's more or less like, to me, more or less like debating Europeans. You know what I mean? Because they've taken everything from Kemet. They've taken everything pretty much. I'm sure there's still a lot of monuments and whatever still there, but they've taken all of our expressions. They got them in museums and stuff, and they study them. You know what I mean? Then they teaching us, about us. You know what I mean? Which is one of my concerns. And I'm grateful for you and all of your efforts, Dr. Shaheed, for all that you do. And so, I mean, this is just where I'm at the time, um, as I continue to strive to study the self, to purify my heart and mind, because this is what the prophet has put down. I mean, this is the law. You know what I mean? To purify our hearts and minds. So as I purify my hearts and mind, I'm able to hear. You know what I mean? The expressions. You know what I mean? I'm able to hear the prophet and everything. You know what I mean? As I hear the great God continue to communicate to me through man. And so, I appreciate all your efforts, and I do tend to, bring forth more. You know what I mean? As time goes by, so to speak. But I'm just learning, continuing to learn, continuing to elevate. And I just say gratitude, God, man, for allowing me to speak. Islam and peace.
Islam and gratitude for the measure. And yeah, we give honors to your brother, and that's why we deal with this ears perspectives as not a measure of burden in our Moorish kin, but going into the aspects of, in our own time, when we choose to do a deep dive, we got all the tools that we need to demonstrate that deep dive into that information outside of even what we demonstrate when we come forth every week, and that's the faith that we have in each other. Ascribed that we would do our own due diligence, along with what we demonstrate. And, now we have the knowledge we have, we can recognize what a European came in and did what they did. We don't emphasize it so many times, we don't even have to emphasize it no more. But we are able to see it when we read, because we know if we are being, let's say, reasonably honest, so to speak, that right now all we have is what we have out here with what was given to us outside of what we are actually producing. And being that we are dealing with that type of dilemma, the best thing is knowing how to navigate through what has already been put out there without being ensnared, by the truth and the falsehood strangely mixed. And so when it comes to this particular class, though, the main emphasis was dealing with pronunciation, and what we were doing is from the very onset through the whole E.A.R.S session, we have emphasized that we are dealing with the Egyptian Arabic pronunciation. That's what I was learning up under the particular brother I was taught, and so I applied that knowledge to these sessions so that we would have a proper pronunciation that will be more Egyptian. Because you'll hear people say, well, we don't know how the Egyptians sound this, that, and that. But the brother, as he gave it to me, said, well, this is the original Coptic dialect. And I was grateful and honored for that brother to give me that. And like I say, he didn't tell me to apply that to this. He only gave that to me to learn Arabic itself. But through the divine ingenuity, so to speak, the light bulb of consciousness coming on in the head, it said, okay, you can utilize that knowledge and make that knowledge applicable, since it's the Coptic expression, Hikopta, utilize that Egyptian Arabic to go into the sound expression, because the Europeans, they have no idea, and they'll tell you, well, put the E here, put the O there, put the U here, this and that there, but we actually have a working model to work with when it comes to expressing, these sounds. And that's what we were emphasizing in this particular homework, not necessarily going into the Arabic per se, but going into those sounds from the Egyptian Arabic standpoint, and being able to make that knowledge applicable so that we will be able to properly pronounce these comedic measures when we start to really go deeper into these things, because we done touched on this from many different angles. And actually, we came up the ladder from the Arabic all the way up into, the Hieratic. And then now we are going back down the ladder, so to speak, as we'll be dealing with the Demotic next. And then we will go back into, the Hikopta, and then into the Arabia. And that's pretty much the cycle, ascending the ladder and coming down from the ladder, so to speak. Angels ascending and descending. And so we give honors to you, brother, for your measure, and praise be to Allah. Islamism without the schism. It's definitely been a grand E.A.R.S session, and seeing what our family and the scribes have had to offer and bring forth. Because like we said, you got to remember, we are the only ones here in this era and time doing this particular work and bringing this forth to our people. You see, you'll have people that'll touch on the hieratic, and mention something here and there, but they are not going in depth, to try to teach our people these things. And so now we definitely have the tools to utilize to be able to do this work, like I said, but it's up to us to deep dive, in our own time. This is the professor degree, not the teacher degree, so to speak, like the prophet demonstrated, the professor degree. Our brother Omar say active Muslims right there. The professor degree is when we go into this demonstration, on our own, and that's what will make the scribe out of us, so to speak. For example, we want to give honors to our Grand National Chairman. He was taught many things in relation to dealing with the prophet, and what the prophet had taught, and he studied it. The Prince of Peace gave grand insight, and I Cook Bay, G Cook Bay, Sister Pearl, Drew Ali, all those ones. But you see, the chairman went into the professor degree, and he brought forth the Book of Fire. You see, and these are called contributions. Basically that was him giving thanks, for what was given. That light bulb came into his head, and he seen what other Muslims wasn't able to see. And that was his duty. And each and every one of us are charged with a responsibility similar to that, to where we are able to take from the lessons that we have been taught, go deep down into it, and come forth, with the gross national product, which is, what we have anyway, wisdom, that will benefit our people. So we just say Islamism without the schism, gratitude to the scribes. And at this special time, we're going to call forth our Grand National Secretary of the State, Sister Shepsut Rakat Ma'at and Putut to come and bay. Islam, Goddess and Queen, you there?
No. Indeed, yes, I am. Praise Allah. That's my granddaughter's voice. Praise Allah. All is well. All is well. Having already risen and given praise and honor where due, I am so honored and appreciative of our class, our scribes, our family online, because every time we go into the E.A.R.S class, and I remember when you put the foundation out, when we first started, and let our Moorish kin know that we were dealing with a research class, and that we have to put the work in. But the thing is, the word that was key for me that you used, Dr. Shahi, was immerse. And just like when we immerse ourselves in the Quran, or we immerse ourselves into the Quran of Muhammad, we see the necessity, especially when you were speaking about the strong root words, whether we're coming out of Arabic, or we're coming out of Hebrew, or we're coming out of the hieratic language, that we can see the cord that goes through all of these languages. But the great demonstration for us is that we know the source of divinity through which it came. And these are our ancestors, our forefathers, that brought forth these highest universal degrees. And we give honor to our prophet for bringing these holy and divine truths to us. And we can see how all truth is one, no matter, when we deal with the four sacred schools of thought. India has a portion, China has a portion, etc. Arabia has a portion, and we know that all of this is connected, but only until we are able to see the universal order of things are we able to see, that we're all brothers and sisters. So the grand lesson is that we have so much to learn when it comes down to our sciences, because as Dr. Edwards Bay was stating, if we would listen to what European has to say, and in essence, their special thievery and putting into their private collections and placing it off into museums, you have now countries that are saying, we want our demonstrations back because it doesn't belong to you. And when we see that the entire universe is ours, there is nothing that we cannot do as gods. So just the fact that when Rome wants to declare that this is a dead language, who are you? That's just like Rome wants to declare we are a dead people, and let me misnomer you so you can't find your way back. But see, Allah is God, and in essence, I was reading something in the Quran of Muhammad. I don't recall which surah ayat, but in essence, it might have been the exegesis. In essence, too, Allah raises nations up, and He also lays nations down. And we had been laid down for a minute under these misnomers, under slavery, not only physical but mental. But now He sent to us a prophet that we are to, in essence, raise ourselves back up. Because in essence, spirit man can't die. So we've got to get rid of these things that keep us bound down, or the limitations that we have within our own mindset, that what can't be done, and recognize that if not us, then who? And I was also looking at the aspect of when the prophet told us to learn Spanish. So if we have the one foundational key, which is dealing with the hieratic language, we're dealing with demonic, and we see the off branch of Hecapta and things of that nature, then just like he had the polyglot that had 97 languages under his belt, we're not going to limit ourselves to just these languages. We're going to keep on pursuing, because we need to know how to communicate, and we can communicate whether it be through speech or song or vibrational frequency. So there is nothing that we can't do. And this is what our ancestors left for us. And I'm just so grateful that we in this class and our family online are in a position to be able to hear and receive these revelations that come forth. So this is just a grand class, and we matter, all of us, So I just am so honored and humbled, and gratitude for giving the tools, because I can remember searching for years, decades, okay, trying to is this right, and running upside brick walls, or that doesn't make sense, and things of that nature. Now that we have the tools, it's nothing that we can't accomplish. So gratitude more for this class, for bringing these measures forth, and to all of our Moorish kin, recognizing that we got a mission of divinity, and we about it. So peace and love. Islam.
Peace and love, and Islamism without the schism. It ain't in the possession but the use. And we know you over there plumbing that line of divinity, Grand National Secretary of the State. And if our Moorish kin haven't been going into the exegesis of the Holy Quran in the commentary and reflections, man, you got to go into this demonstration here, because you can see the golden cord of the prophet teaching running right up through that demonstration. It's running hand in hand with a lot of the things that most Orthodox Arabs won't say. I love this exegesis over here. And just all the tools, like you said, Grand Secretary of the State, that we have. And that's my main thing. If you go into a lot of the books, that we've been given to our Moorish kin, it wasn't just a stockpile of measure. These are actual tools, that tap into everything it is we need to master what it is we do. So like in my little library, I only grab things that's relevant to building in the paradigm that we have, but yet they are universal by the same token. You know what I mean? And so that's what we have to do in order to really ingrain this information and immerse ourselves in it, to the extent that where everything you have read, you begin to see the truth of what you have read. Like the chairman say all the time, no truth contradicts another truth. You see it no matter where you look, because that's where I'm at. Like, I can open up any book, I can see, all right, this book right here, Truth and Falsehood, strangely mixed. I don't want to buy that. You know, I can see also when I'm reading a book, okay, well, we're going to take this portion right here that we know is present, but the rest of it, we definitely don't need that particular drawing. But then by the same token, you know, we can see when we go into these actual texts that were revealed by the great God, you know, we can see the same truth being told. You know, we don't get, you know, all uptight when we see a book on Buddhism, a book on Hinduism, a book on Al-Islam, or a book on Confucianism. I got books all up there in each every one of them. So, you know, I don't put them as a rival against each other. And I also don't look at one as greater or lesser than the other, but I can see the same story being told. You know, but that's just in my state of mind, because I immerse myself in that state. And when it comes to expressing from that aspect, it's going to be a unity is what we're trying to get at, to show our family. Not that you should accept this teaching, not that one. No, it's showing you that all of them are interconnected. You know, that's what my paradigm shift that was given by the great God Allah has caused me to do in the work of the purpose. You know, show our people that we all one. You know what I mean? We all one. And if we go into the circle 7, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was saying the same thing. And that's what he meant when he said the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca. Because people have to realize now, when you talk about the Holy Quran of Mecca, Quran just means recitation. You see? It also deals with a proclaiming or proclamation aspect, but in the main aspect, it deals with reading. You know, that was one of the first things the angel Jibreel taught Muhammad. Ikra, read, proclaim in the name of your Lord, your God that created. That's what it said. He was being squeezed. You know, he was squeezing the breath out of him. So it say this is why the way they was giving it to him. In all actuality, the breath of life, you know, was entering his consciousness. You know, but when we talk about the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca, most people thinking it's just dealing with the physical book. But no, we're really talking about the exegesis and the interpretation from the ancient Kemetic vibration. But yet we understand that the real Quran is you. It's the book of creation, the book of the universe, macrocosm and microcosm. You see what I'm saying? So we know that true Mecca is also above your neck. That's what third heaven is. You see? So when you talk about the uniting of the Quran and Mecca, this is really talking about you becoming one with the message that you bring, or the message that was brought by the adepts and the prophets throughout all times and climes. And it don't get no more united than that. Now let me call forth our Grand National Chairman if he there, because I know if he there, his scimitar is ablazing in consciousness. Islam, you there, Grand Man? Grand National Chairman.
Islam, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we hear you loud and clear with divine ear. We hear your angel wings flapping and everything, man. Please.
Oh man, let me give praise to Allah and honor the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It's still much honor to Noble Drew Ali for bringing us everything that it takes to save a nation, and I mean everything. So with this in mind, I want to extend much honor, give much honor to you too, because if it wasn't for us that's here at the government at this era of time, it wouldn't be nothing happening. So this is Allah moving through the prophet and using us to get there. We're here to save the nations of the earth. We're here because we got a divine constitution. We got a holy Quran. We got the divine warnings and everything. It's all ours. And it's just an honor and a blessing. And I want to extend much honor to all you Moors for being here, because you're not here by mistake. Alhamdulillah. Islam isn't without a schism.
Islamism without the schism. Man, I just heard my chairman say we don't worship gods outside of the self, and we the one that we've been waiting on. Y'all didn't hear that? Man, And that's a grand drawing, Chairman, because the Moors showing up daily. We look at them right here in social media, our brothers and sisters right here with us. You know, we got Moorish American Muslims don't show up like they show up. So praise be to Allah. So they definitely getting it, and it ain't no strain happening. Yes, sir. We're gonna do this work. So at this time, you know, we want to give honors to all of our Moorish kin, and we allow our scribes to get their last says, and we going to Sister Curta Bay. Islam.
Islam.
Islamism.
Yes, you want me to give another measure?
Yeah, you can give your measure if most definitely.
Okay. As
You know,
always,
we're closing out Islam.
Yeah, as always, you know, I enjoy this teaching, and what's really is helping me is I knew that the Europeans had stolen our teachings and stuff, but to be able to go back to the beginning, and all of y'all who are on this panel know how far I have come, and I give praises to the great God of love for how he has given me the tenacity to stick with it, because I could have just threw my hands up and say, you know, I'm done with this, you know, because I could have come up with all kind of excuses because I wasn't used to computer like that, and doing stuff and doing PowerPoints and all those things. But I give praises to the great God of love for sometimes what we call stickability, to stay in there, to stay with it. And we used to say in the pie scene, ever run on and see what the end gonna be, you know, and not give up. And I give honors to you, Dr. Shaheed, for your patience and all the tools that you have given us to study, and to, if we want to go deeper, we got the tools to go deeper. If we want to stay like Miller ways, it's up to us on how we want to proceed with this. And for me, you know, I am enjoying all of it. Just I got all the tools, and Brother Bata Bay, I'm anxious to practice and get me a little mantra and saying these alphabets. And like he was saying, we got to figure out how we can come up with a to measure the hertz and all of that, because even when I'm trying to, like you say, a leaf in bar, you put your hand on your throat and stuff, you can feel the vibration. You can feel the vibrations in your body. And for me, you can feel those vibrations in whatever sickness or disease that you might have in your body. I'm thinking that you can just say those mantras and just get, you know, just get lost in them and get caught up in that vibration. To me, I think you can get healed. You can receive healing. And like I say, it's just a powerful class. And gratitude, God, man, for letting me share. And as always, you know, I love our research class, and we give honors to our listeners out there too, because like you say, it's a blessing to see them every Sunday, you know, chiming in with us. I mean, they right there with us to learn along with us, and we love you out there, Moorish Kid. We love you. We give you honors for coming to our class and joining in with us. So gratitude, God, man, for letting me share. Peace and love.
And gratitude, you know, and we just say Islamism without the schism, and we love you, Moorish Ken. And at this particular time, if our brothers, you know, don't have anything to bring forth, we go into third heaven.
Islam,
Brother Bati Bey.
Islam. Praise and honors, previous again. I just want to read these two things and then give a little brief measure. This is out of the Hazrat Inyat Khan, the Book of Mastery,
Mm-hmm.
and it says every soul has. Yeah, Because this aligns right with what the prophet brought. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he was here during the time of the prophet too. I'm gonna put a picture up while you putting him up while you going through it, brother.
And it says, every soul has its own religion. It says, which means that every soul has a certain direction which it has chosen, a goal to attain to during life. This goal is a certain ideal which depends on soul evolution. So that means that we don't worship gods outside ourselves. That's what that's to me. That's what that's saying. And the prophet had one expression, and this goes this gets into articulation. Another aspect of it is and that was out of the chapter Ideal Life. The other part is the privilege of being human. It says man's greatest privilege is to become a suitable instrument of God. And until he knows this, he has not realized his true purpose. The whole tragedy in the life of man is his ignorance of this fact. From the moment that a man realizes this, he lives the real life, the life of harmony between God and man. When Jesus Christ says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added unto you," this teaching was in answer to the cry of humanity. Some were crying, "I have no wealth," others, "I have no rest," or "My situation in life is difficult," or "My friends are troubling me," or "I want a higher position." And the answer to them all is what Christ said. One may ask how we can understand this from a practical and scientific point of view. The answer is that the external things are not in direct connection with us, and so they are often unattainable by us. Now, when to lead from that to go into the lettering, so we know that in our when Dr. Dijonia Kurtbay was talking about the sounds, so we know that there's 7 sounds in the sound spectrum, right? So, and there's 28 letters. So that means that there's 4 times 7 gives you the 28. So that means each one of these letters, if to get the vibration, all you gotta do is look at the 7 notes that are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So those 7 notes will pertain to the breaking up of the alphabet in its its proper frequency and proper tone. It's just that we got, like you said, we got to figure it out, how to do it. But with that, I'll leave that comment. Peace, Islam.
Yes, sir. In Islam and peace. And yes, sir, that's powerful. And that's Brother Niyat Khan. I read his works a long time ago. And I always honored his works, but he was definitely around during the time of the prophet. And he taught a lot of people. This is his grandson that came through his lineage. That's supposed to be the lineage holder of the order. He looked just like him, basically. But if you notice, he demonstrated the same symbol that we demonstrate, the wings and the heart, but the chairman brought it in the form wing and the fez. It ain't showing.
No, sir.
Okay, no, that I'm glad you told me. I told you this thing be going crazy over here. And so let me see. I'm gonna put it on the entire screen. And yeah, here it is, right here. That's Brother Hazrat Nia Khan right there. But he's very, very, very powerful information. All of his books that he wrote. But that's his grandson. That's the lineage holder, real humble guy. He's from India. And this is the symbol, that was created by him. But if you notice, our chairman demonstrated the wings with the fez. Well, we know the true heart is in the consciousness of the individual. And so it's very powerful. Even when he broke this particular symbol down and what it represents, he tell you that symbol represents man, and so forth and so on, and his ascension. So yeah, it's a powerful drawing. Hazrat Nia Khan, most definitely remind me of the one that they talked about in one of the newspaper articles. They said it was this fikir from India, that the prophet was actually moving through the land with. And the only person that I felt out of all that I've seen that were here during that time that would fit that description would be a brother such as Nia Khan that was in America at the time. We haven't come across information to go into the depths of that. But, I definitely, believe there's some overlap between them crossing paths with each other. during that particular time period, because he passed form in 1927. But yeah, he went all up through the Americas as well. So it's a powerful demonstration, Morris Ken, just to be able to, and he got a lot of works too. He got some, if you want some books, some understanding of comprehensive books on Sufism, he the guy that will bring a more comprehensive aspect. It's all coming out of Kemet, and the brother would always, if you look in his works, you would see him, he was dealing with his instruments right here, so he was definitely on the instrumentation of the vibration of what he was bringing forth. And the brother, was definitely melanated Indian too. If you look at some of the pictures, you can see he was definitely one of the untouchables, as they would call him. And it was time you'll see him where he had his Fez head dresses on, as well. So he was definitely demonstrating a grand drawing. See, it's talking about the manifestation of the sound on the physical sphere. You know what I mean? So all of these teachers, this is the book that I read a while back too. The Way of Illumination, the Inner Life and Soul, Whence Whither. And I know our chairman is most likely very familiar with a lot of this stuff as well. The mysticism of sound and music, it's the same teaching. It's just coming at different levels of vibration. And so you can't say, especially in this age of information, that you can't say that the truth ain't out here. You got to be running from, look at that. The mysticism of sound and music, the power of word and cosmic language. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's him with a band, of those angels that was demonstrating in his particular time. So yeah, Hazrat Nia Khan was definitely one who laid a grand foundation in doing the work that he did. So gratitude, Brother Bati Bay, for that drawing, because I had forgot all about, a lot of these special works here. Not forgot, but it's been a minute since I had revisited them, so to speak. So yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful, Morris Ken. A lot of sages out there telling the same truth.
Islam.
Sister Curtis Bay.
Is it just me, or some of them pictures kind of, is he kin to Brother Bhakti Bay?
He got some, yeah, he might be. Yeah, you see the phenotype.
He put me in the mind of the brother, the God man. I'm like,
yeah,
look at
you see the phenotype. And the people of India also, in their phenotype, they connected to some of the people of Samaria. So remember, I showed you that picture of the brother with the Fed looked just like Bati Bay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Carved in the walls.
Right.
So yeah, man. I guarantee you, if he hadn't did a DNA test, he'll see a lot of that. Because I got a lot of different markers on my particular measure. I know our Morris Ken is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? So yeah, this is a powerful demonstration. But yeah, we can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Islamism without the schism, it came back around.
That's right.
Gratitude. So Islam. Well, all right. Well, any other scribe, Marvin Edward Bay? That's it.
Yeah,
Islam.
Gratitude. Yeah, this has been a very powerful class, very enlightening. You always cover so much. You know what I mean? You go not just describing, you know what I mean, but all that entails describing. Because it's dealing with our history. You know what I mean? Our ancestors. And before we go, if Bata Bay could send me that sheet with the Arabic letters and the way it's pronounced, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, it's just been a beautiful thing, and I appreciate everything that the Moors are doing, and it's great that all the Moors are still here, and it's even more of a joy to see the Moors out, coming, on a consistency, because we're all part of this movement, whether we understand it or realize it, but we all going to have to do our part. You know what I mean? Like the brother said, the Muslims are active. That's right. And so anyone that's come within the sound of our within the realm of our vibration, will be touched. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point. You know what I mean? We are to touch our people, and cause thought activity. You know what I mean? And pass that love. Because it's all about the love. You know, and I see that more and more. And it's affecting me more and more because, I'm not as, say, brass or as abrasive, as harsh as I can be, when it comes to this life. You know what I mean? But so, like you say, how humble should man be? As ignorant, as he is, you know? So I just say I'm just so grateful for being here. And I appreciate you, God, man, for all that you do. And continue. And I know you don't need no urging, but because you're going to do what you do. Gratitude and love to all the Moors. Appreciate you. Islam and peace.
Islam. We ain't scared of you, scribe. Islam, man. We love you, brother boy. Hey, y'all do know the bottom just fell out over here too, right? It's raining all over the place. Y'all know that.
Oh my gracious.
Just out the blue. I told y'all. We love you, scribes, man.
Yes.
It ain't no place on earth greater than Moorish America, Mom.
I know that's
Right.
right.
We just love you, and it's a powerful measure to get these treasures and just blessings and lessons upon lessons. Goodness gracious. They ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, by the time we get into 2024, oh my goodness. Because right now I'm working on these publications, some books. And that's where we're going to be able to reach them even more. So when they put it in their hand, they definitely ain't going to have no excuse. Here it go, right here. We're going to give it to the masses. So we love you, Moorish Ken. And it's been a grand drawing. And peace, love, and law. We getting ready for our Sunday school class. So we're going to let our sister Curta Bay take us on up there, into the realms of divinity. Islam, goddess and queen, we already there, ain't we?
Islam, we already there. Islam, family. January 15, 1929, a warning from the prophet to be read at every meeting. I hereby inform all citizens that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We offer love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any citizen or group of citizens who hold malicious feelings toward the government or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the government is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting the prophet and the government. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. A holy covenant of the Asiatic nations. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection, therefore, unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity. and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam, Islam, Islam. This meeting is officially adjourned according to Act 2. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Go in peace, Moors. Islam.
Islam, family.
Islam.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Islam. Peace and love, more.
Gratitude. Great class.
Great class.
Gratitude, more. We give honors to all of you and the contributions.
Praise Allah.
Praise the Lord.
Gracious, we give honors to our family out here too.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Showing up.
Gratitude, family.
That's
Yeah,
right.
our sister Niamey says some people I know need to hear this. Oh yeah, we definitely gonna put it out there, family. We gonna
Woo.
keep it to them.
We appreciate y'all.
We believe they got a shadow band, family.
Uh-oh.
But that's all right.
Power.
That's all right. We're gonna break the barriers of that too. We got that scimitar. We ain't got it.
That's right.
That's right.
Cut
That's
through
right.
ethers.
Islam.
We love you, family, and all y'all welcome, and y'all keep telling the people because we growing in numbers right now.
Praise
Islam.
Allah.
Go, man.
Yes,
That's
God.
right.
Islam, honest to all of you.
Islam.
Peace
Peace and love, family.
Peace and love. See you in Sunday school, family.
See you Sunday
Allah.
school. Islam.
Islam.
Islam.